Alright, well hello and welcome to Fall 2020. My name is Chad Evers and I will be your instructor for this course. So what I'm doing is I'm making a generic kind of get to know your instructor video. For all the courses I'm teaching, you either have to do a post about yourself or you have to make a video about yourself if you're in one of my online classes. And so fair is fair, so I'm going to make just a generic video that I could share with all of my students. With some background information about who I am and some of my teaching philosophies and just a little bit about the semester. So anyways, again, my name is Chad Evers. You're welcome to call me Chad. If that's weird for you, you can also call me Professor Evers. I don't have my doctorate degree yet. I am in the dissertation phase, so I'm working on my dissertation currently. So hopefully in about a year, I will have my doctorate degree. But again, a little bit about me. So you should be able to find all my contact information on Canvas. The phone number provided is my office phone number. It's 239-745-4418. That goes to my office, so if you send a text message there, the text message doesn't go anywhere. But even if I'm not in my office, leave me a voicemail, and that voicemail will go to my cell phone, and I could get your voicemail right away. If you leave a voicemail, make sure you leave your name and which class you're in and as much information as you could give me, and I will probably call you back or send you a text message from my cell phone. But if I'm not around my computer or I don't have my information with me, it's best if you give me a lot of information and then I can respond pretty quickly. I do have my email address is cevers@fgcu.edu. However, the best way to send me a message is through the Canvas Messenger system. That way it doesn't get mixed in with all the other emails we get from the university. If you do want to come to my office this semester, I will have in-person office hours. My office is in Modular Building 2, room 23. I do ask that you wear a mask. I'll wear my mask as well while we're in the office together. I'll be in my office Monday and Wednesday from 12 to 2:30 p.m. Those are my scheduled office hours. Also, if you want to meet with me over Zoom at that time, just let me know. We could set something up. And I've got a whole lot of other hours where I'll probably be on campus or either working in my office at home. So this is my home office here in the background. So if you want to set up a digital meeting, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to make a phone call. I'll give you my cell phone number if you want it as well. So anyways, I'm here for you guys. I want to make sure that you guys feel connected to me this semester. So definitely let me know if you need anything. I'm here for you. I want to be accessible to you. So just let me know. So again, just some stuff about me. I really enjoy the outdoors. I like hiking. I like camping. I like going to Comic-Con. So this is my first summer in 5 or 6 years that I haven't been to Comic-Con. And I like hanging out with my wife. So my wife does work on campus. So people come up to me all the time and tell me that there is an advisor that has the same last name as me. And that's because she's my wife. Jessica Evers is an advisor for the College of Arts and Sciences. So you may have seen her around or you may see us together on campus sometimes. But yeah, so we hang out a lot because we're married and live together. So some other things. So I'm originally from Scranton, Pennsylvania, and so some fun facts about my hometown. It was the setting for the TV show The Office. They didn't film the whole show there, but they did do some scenes and some buildings and things from the city. Former Vice President Joe Biden and presidential candidate Joe Biden is from Scranton. Hillary Clinton's father is buried in Scranton. The city is famous for trains and coal mines. And Gloria Estefan's tour bus crashed in Scranton and she broke her neck there. And so she spent some time in our Scranton hospital. So fun facts about my hometown. After Scranton, I went to Florida State University and I started out as a biology major, but very quickly I changed my major to environmental science. I found the biology program was really geared towards the pre-med students, and that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. And so like most of you, I was not independently wealthy and I had to work my way through college. And so initially when I first started out at Florida State, I got a job at a scuba diving shop in Tallahassee, Florida. And while I was there, I earned my PADI Dive Master certification. I helped teach scuba diving classes. And then we also opened up a kayak shop, and so I did guided kayak nature tours through North Florida. This was kind of around the mid 2000s, and kind of when the economy started to tank, and so eventually they had to let most of the employees go for a little while. And so from there, I got a job as an auto parts salesman. I worked at a car parts warehouse, and that was just, something to pay the bills. But eventually I got a job with one of my professors. I worked in his laboratory, and we did evolutionary biology and genetics research. So we used fruit flies as our study organism. And so it turned out it was just a part-time job, but it turned into something full-time after I graduated. So I worked for him for a couple of years after I graduated. And it was around that time that I heard that my dad was telling people I was a fruit fly expert for my career. And so I decided, maybe I should go to graduate school. And so I packed up my dog and my motorcycle. We drove across the country, and we went to the University of San Francisco. So I went to the University of San Francisco nights and weekends for 2 years. I earned my master's degree in environmental management. And again, it was a night and weekend program, so I was able to have a job while I was out there. And so my first job was doing wetland restoration and monitoring in the San Francisco Bay. This was just a temporary job with my advisor until I could find something permanent, but I needed to have, some money coming in while I lived out there. And so it was a real crazy experience, because you would be like knee deep in mud, and then right behind you was the Golden Gate Bridge. And so, everyone I worked with always would make fun of me, because I'd bring my camera with me like out into these crazy wetlands, and I'd just be taking pictures of, stuff that they saw every day. And so eventually I found a full-time job at the University of California at Berkeley. I managed a laboratory there where we did testing of reduced risk pesticides. So pesticides that were less harmful for the people that have to apply them. They're less harmful for the environment, and they leave a less harmful residue on fruits and vegetables when they make it to you in the consumer market. And so my takeaway from that job is that you need to wash your fruits and vegetables before you eat them, especially the stuff that you peel. The stuff that you peel does not get washed at all from the time it gets harvested to the time it goes to the grocery store. And so everything that's ever been sprayed on them, most of that stuff is still on them. And when we talk about environmental health and toxicology in my introduction to environmental science class, we learned that our skin is a porous organ, and anything that you get on your skin, it only takes 15 to 20 seconds for it to get into your bloodstream. So if you're eating fruit and it's covered in pesticides, even if you're not eating the skin, all those pesticides are going into your skin, and it doesn't take long to them to get into your bloodstream. So it is important to wash your fruits and vegetables before you eat them. So some fun life advice from my former careers. Eventually I graduated, and I wanted to move back to Florida. And so I moved to Southwest Florida. I took a job with the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, and I was with their division of aquaculture. And so for about 6.5 years, I worked on a boat, and my section of the coastline was Boca Ciega Bay in St. Petersburg, all the way down to the 10,000 Islands area in the Everglades. And what we did is we did water quality management for the safe harvest of shellfish. So because clams and oysters, because they are filter feeders, whatever they're filtering out of the water ends up concentrated inside their muscle tissue. So if they're filtering pollutants out, obviously that's not good. But the big things that we look for, harmful algae, harmful bacteria. And so people eat clams or oysters that are filtering out fecal coliform, red tide, Pyridinium bahamenis, Pseudonychia, all these other different types of algae. If they're filtering that out, it gets concentrated inside the muscle tissue of the clam and the oyster, and when people eat that, it can lead to various types of shellfish poisoning. And so that was part of my job. The other part of my job is I did inspections of food and tropical fish farms. So in Southwest Florida, there was not so much anymore. A lot of them have transferred down to like South America and different parts of Asia. But if you go to Walmart or Petco or PetSmart and you look at the tropical fish, all those freshwater tropical fish typically grown in farms that are outdoors. And instead of having rows of crops, they have rows of shallow ponds, and each shallow pond has a different type of tropical fish that they're raising in there. So that's kind of my first career. And so the big question is, how did I end up teaching? And so when I first moved back to Southwest Florida, I was living in Inglewood, and there's not a whole lot to do in Inglewood, and I was kind of bored, and I didn't know anybody. And so back when Florida Southwestern was called Edison State College, their Charlotte campus was pretty close to my office, and so I went over there, and I just signed up to take some courses. I thought maybe I'd meet some people, and one of my teachers said, "Hey, I think you'd actually be really good. We're looking for somebody to teach this environmental bio of Southwest Florida class." And that was actually 10 years ago. So fall of 2010 was the first time I taught a class in higher education. And so I've been teaching higher education for 10 years now. I started out as an adjunct for Florida Southwestern back when it was Edison State College. And I worked there as well as working for the Department of Agriculture. So I had two jobs for a while. And I got picked up by Florida Gulf Coast University 5 years ago. So this is the start of my 6th year at Florida Gulf Coast University. Over the summer, I got promoted to Instructor 2. And one of the things about me is I really enjoy teaching. I love getting to know the students. I love getting to work with you guys. And, it's just something I really enjoy. And so I like my job, and I like what I do, and I like connecting with you guys. And so, these online classes are not my favorite format of class, but even though we're online, I still like to get to know you guys, and I still like to work on, building a community inside of our classroom. So some other fun facts about me, some of my hobbies. I like canoeing, I like kayaking. I have a 4Runner that I like to work on and apparently just dump money into. But I do like to go off-roading sometimes. And other things, I like to go mountain biking. I have 3 dogs, and so if you want, you could follow my dog on Instagram. I'll put the name down here at the bottom. I like hanging out with my wife. I have a 15-year-old stepson who's moody all the time. And some other fun facts about me: I'm an Eagle Scout. I still volunteer with the Boy Scouts with my stepson. I've died twice, but I made it, so congratulations to you guys because I'm here. I have a really big collection of comic book art, and so this room behind me is kind of a part of my collection. The other half is in my office at FGCU. But what I said, I go to Comic-Con every year, and one of the things I like to do is I like to buy art from the different artists. And so this is kind of the spare bedroom of my house, and we kind of just stuck all this comic book art in here. And I also have a Lego city over my shoulder here that I decided I wanted to build one time, and it turned out to be a lot of money, and so it's sort of half finished over there. I really like the outdoors. And the other thing is that, when we talk about sustainability in our courses or our policies and things like that, it's not just something that I teach about. I actually really make an effort to practice it in my daily life. So I'm not just talking about these things. So, in terms of the food that I eat and the clothes that I wear and what I buy, I do make an effort to, be as sustainable as possible in, my lifestyle choices, because they are things that I actually do believe in. All right, so, a little bit about my teaching philosophy. So if you guys are having an issue with this course, let me know, right? Because I want you guys to be successful in this course. I want you to enjoy this course. So if you're having an issue, let me know. I want you to be successful. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to get something out of it. I always tell my students that if you think that this is the worst course ever, feel free to tell me that, and you're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to hold a grudge. But what you have to do is you have to tell me what I can do to make it better. The other thing, right, is it's a weird semester. There's a lot going on. So if something happens, talk to me. I will do my best to assist. We'll work it out. If you get sick, absolutely, it's an excused absence. We'll work through it. We'll make sure that you're caught up. We have a plan that works for both of us. Where I can't help is if you disappear for like a month and then say, hey, this happened. What can I do? Right? At that point, it's generally too late. So, when things are going on, let me know. If you know something is going to happen, let me know. I'll do my best to work with you to make sure that we have a plan that works for both of us. Just, some general new stuff in the fall of 2020. If you are in one of my classes where we do meet in person, you have to wear your mask. That includes inside the classroom and on field trips, even if those field trips are off campus. We have to wear our masks. When you come to campus, make sure you use the health screening app beforehand. As far as technology in my classroom, right? So we do use cell phones and laptops and tablets. So, bring that stuff to the classroom. We will use it. As far as my cell phone policy goes, if you're in my classroom, don't be obnoxious about it. But if you've got to send a quick text message or something, not a big deal. Food and drink. I used to allow them in the classrooms, even though they weren't allowed. I said as long as it was in a sustainable container. As far as the university is going, they're really cracking down on not having food and drink in the classroom at all anymore because of the COVID situation. So if you want to have like a drink in a bottle, just make sure the bottle stays in your backpack and, take it out, have a drink, put it back when you're done. But we can't eat in the classrooms anymore. We can't have open containers in the classrooms anymore. One of my big things is respecting your classmates. So if one of your classmates is talking in person, give them the respect and attention they deserve. If you guys are commenting on some of your classmates' work, feel free to, provide criticism, but it needs to be, positive and constructive criticism. We can't have any, harsh or negative comments on it to be mean or anything like that. So respecting your classmates is one of the big things. FGCU is a no smoking campus, so that includes, smoking, tobacco products, chewing tobacco, vaping. So that extends from campus to our field trips as well. So if you're on a field trip, you can't use those products either. And so that's a little bit longer than I wanted to go into, but I think that's a good background on me and some information about me, my teaching policies. And so I look forward to working with you in the classroom or online. And so even if you're in one of my online classes, please reach out to me because I still do want to get to know you. And if you're on campus, stop by my office hours just to say hello. Be like, hey, I'm in your online class and I would love to meet you. So I hope we all have a great semester. And so please stay safe and please be responsible, and I will do the same for you. So thank you for being my students this semester.